part, especially as a data analyst, a data science. So today I'll be giving you some tips and some pathways in which one can pass through to become a data analyst and to be successful to become a data analyst. And also, some of you might have gone into data analysis and been learning one or two things. In the future days, I'll be doing some training on how to do analysis using some of these tools of data analysis. But today, I'll be looking how to transit into tech and how to become successful or how to navigate your pathway as a data analyst or a data science. Once again, my name is Vincent, and it's a Vincent Essien, and this training is brought to you by Echo Staffing Analytics Consulting Limited and Exxon Consult Services. Oh, these are my contacts, and this is my TikTok. You can contact me via TikTok. You can go to my TikTok page. You can go to my Facebook page. You can go to my YouTube page, and also this is my office address where you can contact me, and this is my email, as well as this is also our email, and this is my personal email. So, welcome once again. So, you're welcome to this training webinar on transition to tech as a data analyst or a data scientist without a tech background. In today's data driven world, organizations are looking for professionals who can collect, analyze, and interpret complex data to inform business decision. Now, in today's data driven world, because today everything is data, 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 because every company deals with data. So most solutions companies are looking for are in the data. To solve the problem in the company is in the data. Once you look at the data tells a lot and a lot and a lot. It gives a lot of information. So companies, recruiters, employers are looking for people because that can help to interpret this data, or that can tell them what does data mean, or that can explain the meaning of this data to them, because they don't have the skills, they don't have the time to go and learn the skills. So they are looking for people that can help them explain or interpret what this data means, what the data stands for, and what is the data telling them about the future of the business, even about the current state of their business. So recruiters are actually looking for people that have the skills, because they don't have the skills. So they're actually looking for people that have the skills that can help them interpret their their business, that can help them interpret this data in their business. So as a result, the demand for data analysts and data science has skyrocketed within a few years. The demand for data analysts is on the increase, and every day the demand for data analysts is on the increase, it's on the increase. So the number of opportunities for data analysts and data science does not match the number of people that really have the skills. A lot of people can say, I'm a data analyst, I'm a data scientist, but the truth of the matter is once you give them a job to do, they can't do that job. There are a number of times I've put job on the platform, or people have come to meet me, they need a data analyst, they need a business analyst. Once I connect them to the people, to this particular person that is in need of a data analyst, or I get them connected to this particular people that are in need of a business analyst or a data scientist, at the end of the day, they come back to meet me and tell this person doesn't even know anything. So a lot of people are parade themselves as a data analyst and a data scientist, but they don't really have the skills. So the job market is there. There's high demand for data analysts, there's high demand for data scientists. But people that really have the skills, that have the proficiency in those things, are not there to match the demands of this available job. So now the data analyst and the data scientist. The data analyst and the data scientist. A data analyst and a data scientist are two distinct roles that are often confused with one another. Okay, Why both roles involve working with data, there are key difference between them. So there's a difference between being a data analyst and a data scientist. So the data analyst versus the data scientist. Now, a data analyst and data scientist are two distinct roles that are often confused with one another. While both roles involve working with data, there are key differences between both. Now, data scientist develops and implements complex data model and algorithm. Data scientists work with large data sets to identify patterns and trends. Data analysts as well work with large data sets to identify patterns and trends. But a data scientist here uses machine learning and statistical techniques to drive business outcome. And also they develop and implement complex data model and algorithm, which a data analyst does not involved in such. Now, a data analyst only analyzes a data and provide solution or provide give business um, information or decision, informed business decision through that particular data set. Why both work on data, but the data scientist um, goes beyond the work of a data analyst just by just identifying the data set. They go to the point of developing and implementing a complex model and algorithm. They use some other technique, other techniques and skills that are not used by a data analyst. So to become a data scientist, you need an extra skills to become a data analyst. You need more skills than that of a data science. Now, what is the future demand for data analysts or data science now? Are you want to transit to tech, or you are thinking of going into tech just as a complement to your job, or you want to go to tech fully in order to change a career, or you're already in tech, you don't know what will be the future of this particular skills that you are learning. So, what does the future hold for a data analyst and a data scientist? Now, for the fact that business still uses data, for the fact that business still uses data, every business needs data. Data is information. Every day, every business wants to know the number of sales, the number of transactions, the number of revenue that comes in, want to know the total expenses. Every business wants to know if there's an increase in sales. Every business wants to know what is the current price, what is the market price, the current market price of that product today. Uh, every business wants information, all these deals with data, as long as data is involved. The future demand for data scientists and data analysts is quite high. Yes, we have AI, but the truth of the matter is the AI will not complete it, because AI will not take all jobs because it's still AI, is not human. No matter how AI wants to interpret the data, is being programmed to interpret the data, it still needs human. It still needs human guide. So in the future of data analysis and data science is actually quite high, because the demand for data analyst and data science in the future is quite high. Now this is for the year 2025 to 2030. I looked at the demand in the next 5 years for a data scientist and a data analyst. These are the projected future demand for a data scientist and a data analyst. Now you can see that the you can see this top a data analyst, while the other orange is a data scientist. Now we can see that the future demand for both job increases, but that of a data scientist is higher than that of a data analyst. So there is a future demand for these two jobs, a data scientist and a data analyst. So in the future, there will always continue to be a demand for a data scientist and a data analyst, as long as companies, businesses make use of data. There is no how there will not be future, there will not be a continuous demand for a data analyst and a data scientist. No matter the AI that is even coming in and is growing, and growing. So now we have career opportunities and what is the next step now. Data analysts and data scientists are in high demand with a wide range of career opportunities that are available. So here are some potential career paths. A data analyst, you can work across all industry because every industry, every company makes use of data. There's hardly a particular company, a particular industry that does not make use of data. Is it the health sector? Is it the finance sector? Is it the retail sector? There is hardly any sector that does not deal with data. So as a data analyst, the job of a data analyst cuts across all sectors. It cuts across all industry. It cuts across all job type. As long as every company, every organization makes use of data, they will surely need a data analyst. They will surely need a data scientist, even in the school setting. So the career opportunity for a data analyst and a data scientist are quite wide. That of a data scientist, besides finance and health, there are also opportunities in the research sector, in academic sector, and other sectors. So you can see the career opportunity for a data scientist and a data analyst is quite high. So now, the question is this: how do you get to be recruited by an organization or a company? So this brings us to this answer: what do these recruiters want, and what do this company want? The moment you know what the recruiters want and you know what this company wants, this will help you to be able to fit into what they want. Because if you cannot meet their needs, they can't employ you. You must be able to meet the needs or the wants of these recruiters, of this organization, before they can employ you. Why do they want to employ you? Why you cannot give them what they want? Why do they employ you? Why you cannot meet their needs? Why would they employ you? Why you cannot what their demands, you can't meet it. So the question is, what do this recruiter want? What do this organization want? That is the question. Now, when you have an answer to this question, what are recruiters looking for? What are employers looking for? Then you'll be able to know how you can you can navigate your path, or how you can streamline yourself as a data analyst and a data scientist. You can know what skill set to learn and which skill set to forgo for the time being. You can know what skill set to focus your energy, your strength on, in order to stand out among the crowd. For a potential recruiter to be able to employ you, in order for you to attract organization or company to employ you or even call you for an interview, you must know what they want and you must have what they want. You must know what they need and you must have what they need. And this brings us to that question: why are data analysts or data scientists needed? Now, recruiters, just as I said earlier on, that companies are sitting on tons of data, and they need people that can help to interpret this data, because they don't understand the data, because they don't have the skills to interpret this data, and they don't have the time to sit down to start learning the skills on how to interpret this data. So you must be able to interpret this data, know the underlying trends in this data, should be able to predict this data for them to be able to make an informed business decision. So that brings us to that question: why are data analysts or data scientists needed? So recruiters need people to interpret the data. They need people to explain the meaning of this data to them. The recruiters need people that can analyze this data and tell them the meaning of it in a simple terms and not in any analytics jargons, that can explain it to them in a layman language that they can easily understand. We are looking for people that can transform this data to visuals, to pictures, to images, in which they can easily see and easily understand. They can easily consume it and easily understand the information that is coming from that particular picture. So the question is this. Now, why are data analysts and data scientists needed? So they are needed to help to interpret this data. They are needed to help employers and organizations make informed business decisions. They are needed to help them know how to plan their business, how to plan their finance. They are needed in order to help them to make proper and better decisions about the business. So once you know what recruiter wants, then you know why data analysts are needed. Then you know what kind of skills you should go for. You don't just go for every skills because there is an opportunity to it. Oh, there is a training opportunity coming. Oh, there is this training coming. You go in for the training because it's free. There is particular training coming up. You go for that particular training. For this particular training coming up, you go for that particular training. No. Are all these training that you are going for, are they actually relevant for a data scientist or as a data analyst? All this training you are going in for, are they actually useful? Will they actually help you to achieve your goal or to be successful as a data scientist or a data analyst? The moment you know what recruiter wants, you know why they want to hire a data scientist or a data analyst, then you know what type of skill sets they are looking for. Then you know what type of training to get yourself involved in. You know what type of training to let go. You know what type of training to put your focus in, to put your strength and your energy on that particular training and all your attention to stand among the crowd. Because as you are learning this, other people are learning it. As you are into data analysis and into data, other people also learning it. So they want to employ the best. They want people that is proficient. So what data analytics skills do recruiters need the most? So now this brings us to this question, because they need people that can help to work on their data. They need people that can help to relate the meaning of the data to them. They need people that can help to explain their data to them. They need people that can work with this data and make them understand this data in a layman language. So therefore, they need people that have the skills to do that. So what are the type of skills that they need from those types of a data analyst and a data scientist? Which are the skills that recruiters are looking for? Now, when you go to this site, you log on to this particular site, you can search for the top skills for data analyst that recruiter wants worldwide. Now, I did this worldwide, and I look at for all skills. Now, this for a data analyst, you can see that for a data analyst, the top skills that recruiter is looking for is SQL. SQL top the list. So as a data analyst, you are disturbing yourself learning a particular skills, or a particular training is coming up. You are going for that training, and that training is not an SQL. As a data analyst, you must be proficient in the use of SQL, because among the skills that recruiters want, they want people that knows how to use SQL for data analysis. Now, you know what they want. Now, what are the skills? Why do they employ data analysts? So you know what skills are they looking for a data analyst. Now, SQL took the list. So if you are going or you are translating into tech, you are coming into tech, either as a data scientist or a data analyst, or you don't know what part of tech should you translate into, and you want to look at data scientist or the data analyst, or you are just beginning as a data scientist or a data analyst, or you've been struggling how to get a job, to land a job as a data scientist or a data analyst. Ask yourself all the skill sets that are on high demand. These high demand skills by recruiters. Do you have the skills? Are you proficient in the use of these tools? One, SQL top the list for a data analyst. Then the second, we look at Excel. They're looking for people that have skills that are good, are skillful in the use of advanced Excel. Excel, are you good in SQL? Are you that good in advanced Excel? Not normal Excel, yeah, but advanced Excel. You use Excel to do a lot of things. That you can use Excel to do a management board. Can use Excel. Can use Excel for a dashboard. Can use Excel to create a lot of things. Can you work with Excel, analyze data with Excel? How proficient or how up to date are you in Excel? Because Excel is adding more functions as the day go by. There are more functions, more version of Excel is coming in. As more as for higher version of Excel is coming in, more functions are being introduced. How conversant are you with these new functions in Excel? Then look at the Python. The next is a Python. Python is a third on the list. They now talked about Tableau. They talk about Power BI. Before you now look at R. So now you want to start learning skills as a data analyst, and you are focused on Power BI. All your focus is just on Power BI. How can I know Power BI? How can I be efficient in Power BI? How can I be in Power BI? And that will be very, very difficult for you to land a job as a data analyst, because you can get a job as a Power BI analyst. Yeah, you can get a job as a Power BI analyst and not as a data analyst. So if you are proficient in Power BI, you can get a job as a Power BI analyst. Yeah, there are companies, there are recruiters that are looking for Power BI analysts. But for you to stand out among the crowd, for you to have a wide range of opportunities, that any job that comes forth you can apply for, that you are not restricted only to one particular kind of job, then you need to have all that skill set. Now, SQL took the list, Excel followed by Excel, then we have the Python, then we have the Tableau, then we have the Power BI, then our programming is the next. Now, then let's look at, now you can look at down, you can see the list of them. Now, let's look at that of the data scientists. Now, the data scientists, what skill set are recruiters looking for? They're looking for people that are so good in Python, people that are guru in Python, not just normal Python, people that are good at proficient. So when you are learning, you are preparing yourself for this job. You want to land a job as a data analyst, or you need a visa sponsor. Nobody will sponsor your visa when you're not good. You're not so good in Python. Who want to sponsor your job for visa when you're not so good in Python as a data scientist? No. So you look at, you put your focus and your energy on the skill set. You try to be so good in the use of this particular tools. One, Python topped the list. Again, we saw SQL coming up again, second on the list. The second rank. Now then we have how programming coming top. Then we have Tableau. Then the AWX goes fifth on this. So while you are learning, you want to learn the skill sets. You know where to put in your energy. You know where to direct your energy. You know where to direct your focus to. You know where to direct your strengths to. You know the skill set to learn, and the one to just keep away from that will serve as a distraction, or the ones that will not permit you to learn all these particular skills that top the rank, to be proficient in the use of these skills for analysis. So once you have this gives you a direction, this gives you a focus. Now you've known, okay, you've gotten the skill set, you know the skill set to learn. At least you've gotten up to the 5 skill set as a data scientist, a 5 skill set as a data analyst. You know what you should focus on in order to be successful as a data scientist or a data analyst. Then the next thing you need to do, question is, do you have this particular skill set? So do you have this particular skill set? Now you have this particular skill set. The next thing you need to do, you have to start working on it. Build on your proficiency in this skill set. Increase your capability, the use of these tools in data analysis. Try to advance your skills every day. It's a matter of work. You have to keep working on the skills every day, because there's one thing: when you leave this IT computer, it leaves you. So every day you keep doing something, you keep working on it, keep working on your skill set, keep looking for new challenges, keep working on the skill set. And you look at among the skill sets I've just shown you, the one that you know you are not so good at it and you are weak at it, you look at trying to strengthen those areas of the particular skill set. You try to strengthen that area. Now the matching skill. Show that you have the skills, experience, capability. So in order for you to land a job as a data analyst or a data scientist without even having a tech background or any job experience, then you have to show that the recruiters, employers, organizations, companies, that you have this skill set, you have this experience, you have this analytical capability, you have this attention to detail skills, and you are creative, and also you have a good communication skills, that you can communicate the visuals that you have created. You can explain what it is in order for them to be able to understand it easily and make informed business decision. In order for them to be able to make informed business decision. To be able to make informed business decision. So now these tools include advanced Excel, Power Query, Power BI, Tableau. We've already seen this already. We've already seen the skill set. We've already seen that. We already see the skill set that are on top and high demand by these companies. Sorry. Okay, so we've already seen the skill set that are top and high demands that are by recruiters. So now, how do you get the skills? There are different pathways to learning. So there are different ways. Oh, now you've known the skills that are on high demand. Now you know the skills that recruiter wants as a data scientist, as a data analyst. So what do? You go to get the skills. There are different pathways to learning. So you can take online and offline courses and certification, online courses and certification, data camp training. Like we do all this training. We train people online, we train people offline. All this training, you've enrolled in our training, we'll train you with all this. And at the end of the training, you get proficiency in the use of all the skills. All the skills you get or you look for online training programs, you look for offline training. But we enroll as students, we train as students, we train people on how to use the skill set. We train people on how to use all these tools for data analysis. So we run training on all these things. So you look for online training and offline courses and certification, because you don't just sit down. You have to go to courses. You have to get online videos. You have to get articles online. Yeah. Then you go to bootcamp and intensive training program. You look at self-study and personal projects. Yeah, self-study, that is, you do this on your own. But the truth of the matter is this: self-study will take you a longer period. That's just the truth of the matter. So self-study, you can within 3 to 5 months land yourself a job as a data analyst or a data scientist. That's just the truth of the matter. Because before you were done learning advanced Excel, before you were done learning advanced Excel, you were done learning Tableau, you were done learning Power BI. Before you were done learning all this, let me tell you the truth of the matter is that it's going to take you nothing less than a year before you were done learning all this. But not that it cannot be done, it can be done. Self-study can be done, but it will only take longer period. So in order for you to be faster, in order for you to learn faster, you go for online courses and online training. We do online courses. You enroll in our online training, we enroll in our offline courses and online training. we do this training, we'll teach and we'll train students on this, and also we give them other information that can help them at the end of the training. So you will enroll at the end of our training, you enroll in our training for this for a program for a data science and a data analyst. I want to say at the end of the day, you know that actually you actually enroll for a training. So either you go and do a self-study, personal study, in order to have this, or you go for an online and offline training. Then there are also resources for learning. You go to online communities such as Kaggle, Reddit. You go to all this community, join this community. From this community, you get ideas. You get ideas from this community. You get knowledge from the community, because there's no man that's an island to himself. You also get books, get tutorials. Also, conferences like this, training like this, you join training like this, meeting like this, information are being passed related to data science and data analysis. You don't know what information that you might get might also hit your career as a data analyst and data analyst that will help to advance it. So or attain all this. So now having done that, once you are done with this, you have to showcase your skills. You have to showcase your skills. And how do you show the employers and recruiters that you have the skills, you have the experience, you have the analytic capability, attention to details, you have the creativity and the communication skills? That takes us to what that takes us to portfolio. That takes us to building of your portfolio, building a portfolio. So you have to, once you finish learning the skills, you start building portfolios. Start building portfolios, and among that, start building dashboards. Among the dashboards, those your dashboards that you've created, these dashboards they are actually among the dashboard. You bring out the best out of the dashboards. So not just any of that, you bring out the best among your dashboards. So you start building your dashboard. When you start building a portfolio. What is a portfolio? A portfolio is essential for data analytics and data science. It's essential. So and it should, because it helps to showcase your skills and your experience to potential employers. That's how important a portfolio is. You cannot land a job as a data scientist or a data analyst, or you get someone to sponsor you for a visa job as a data scientist and data analyst without having a portfolio that shows your level of skills, your level of experience, that shows how good or how proficient you are in the use of these skills. So you start with a personal project that demonstrates your skills. Use the public available data to showcase your skills, and there are various platforms in which you can advertise this, you can publish your skills. So you know the skills that recruiter want. The next thing, you learn the skills. There are various ways of learning the skills. Either you use a self-study skills, or either you use a self-study skill to learn the skills, or you use a self-study skills to learn the skills. For the alert side, for that off, you see where alert is. In the show red light blinking. The red light they blink at it. That's some of the So now you build your portfolio. So you start building portfolio. So you cannot land yourself a job without, because your portfolio shows your skills, and to potential employers, recruiters, and it shows your level of experience, your level of expertise, and it also shows your level of proficiency in the use of this data. While building your portfolio now, take projects that are interesting. Don't just pick any projects that are interesting. You can pick such projects. Ensure that project is interesting, and also the project is easy to understand. So the project that you include in your portfolio, ensure that they are interesting, and they're also, when you build your dashboard visualization, ensure that they are easy to understand, and also match your visualization with the right visuals. the right chart to use. If you are comparing revenue and expenses, and you want to compare revenue and expenses, now you have to pick a chart that will show the comparison. And you don't pick a chart that shows revenue separate, expense separate. When you are trying to do a comparison, you are looking at a trend. You know you need to use a line chart. So it should be interesting. It should be easy to understand, and it also show your skills, which is very, very important. So you take your time to build a portfolio. You put a lot of energy. You put a lot of time, so that it will actually show your skills to the recruiter. And also, another thing that is very, very important is your elevator speech in your portfolio. And what's elevator speech? This is just a brief description of your project, just the title of your project. For instance, if you want to look at gun violence in US, you can say justification for the introduction of gun violence in US during Donald Trump's first term in office. Now, your project is all about to see how was the justification or how justifiable was gun policy introduced in US during the first term of Donald Trump in office. That's just an example. So your elevator speech is a brief description of your project. It should summarize your project, and it should be interesting. It should be catchy. It should be something that will attract recruiters, organizations that want them to want to look at your portfolio. So, and also you have to document the steps, avoid jargons. Also, you have to look at your audience. Now, the audience determines the type of portfolio you are creating. You don't create dashboard just you want to create a dashboard for dashboard's sake. The dashboard you create for a CEO is different from the dashboard you create for a CMO, the Chief Executive Officer, the Chief Marketing Officer. Now, the dashboard you create for them are quite different. The dashboard you create to educate people, for instance, about coronavirus, is different from the dashboard you have to create to a CEO. So you have to know your audience in mind why you are building each of your projects in your portfolio, because your recruiters are going to check all this. If you're actually doing the right thing, if you actually know what you are doing. So these are where they will know you have that skills. So you use online resources to build your project. If in our own training program, we teach all this in our training program. You enroll in our training program, we teach all this in our training program. How to build your portfolio, things to watch out, things to look out, and the things to avoid while building your portfolio, the different type of dashboard you have to create your audience, and what type of chart that matches a particular type of information you are trying to display. Because you don't just use a pie chart for pie chart's sake. You don't just use a histogram chart. For instance, you are looking at the distribution, how people are distributed, or you are looking at the cluster of customers, how customers buys a particular product. Now you can see that a particular product is bringing in more revenue. Now you want to look if this particular product is being bought by few customers and high demand, or high customers and with little demand but brings in high revenue. Now, such kind of things you might decide to use a scattergram. A scattergram is best in order to showcase such kind. So in our training, we teach all this in our training program. We teach this to our students at the end of the training program. We show them how to build a portfolio for a period of 1 to 2 months. You touch various portfolio, you practice on various portfolio. During this period, you learn how to build various projects that you can include in your portfolio to showcase your skills, and you are being taught of all this. And so also this could be you have to know all this, how to build all this, how to build your portfolio. The next thing is networking and community building. This is very, very important. You have to network, you have to communicate. You look at, apart from attending conference, you have to join online community, and also you have to participate in hackathon and competitions online. There are various online competition. Why you do this competition? Recruiters go there to pick people. Recruiters go there to pick potential employees. During these competitions, get yourself involved in this competition. Participate in hackathon. Participate in online program. Join communities. Participate. Dropping comments. Dropping whatever project you've done. You drop it there. Recruiters go to the site to look for for potential employees. And also there are some groups you need to join. During our training, at the end of the training, we do a career section for our students. We let them know all this, the type of groups to join, the type of community to join, what type of group and what type of community you need to join as a data scientist or to be a data analyst, the one that can help to advance your career or help you to land a job. So after that, you now talk about your CV. So you have to look at CV revamped. In our own training section, at the end of it, in our career section, we teach our students how to revamp their CV, how to make their CV catchy, how to make it to be eye-catchy to recruiters. Also, there are also specific platforms in which you can get a job as a data analyst and data science. Explore all these platforms to get a job, to get an internship. I always advise people get an internship because the internship also with your portfolio will serve as a job experience, and also we help to showcase your skills the more. Because when you do more internship, recruiters also go to look at the site and see what are being submitted by the interns. So explore intern sites. There are various sites for interns, for a data analyst, a data scientist. You explore that. So you look at your set up your LinkedIn profile. In our own training section, our career section, we teach our students how to set up their LinkedIn profile. There are various things you need to do in your LinkedIn profile. This particular training will not make me to go into all that. There are a lot of things where you can set up your LinkedIn profile that can attract recruiters, that can make them search your that make them get you can get you interviews. Also, you look for remote and full-time job. Once you get involved in internship improve your skills as a data scientist, a data analyst. Then you start going to remote job. Then we have a freelancer platform. We have the tech visa sponsor job. You explore all this platform. You begin to explore this platform, but know that you've already done all what I've said earlier on. You've done everything. Then before you start going, because this is the next step, before you start going to all this, then you start looking at groups and communities. I've mentioned that very, very important. There are some groups that you join that they post visa sponsor job. There are some groups that related to data science, data analyst. There are groups you join that they post all these informations on data science, data analyst. You join this group, you join this community, explore them online. Also, we have the artificial intelligence tools that can help you to search for job and what application. In our training, after our own training section, once students enroll in our training section, in our career section, we do all this in our career section. We expose our students to all this. All this we teach them on how to do that, and also we give them time also to work on projects. 1 month, 2 months, they work on projects, various types of projects, and also in our career section, we expose students to all these things. So at the end of the training section, whether it is a 3 month or a 5 month training, but at the end of it, the student you can easily land yourself a job if you work very well, because you have to start throwing in your CV for internship, throwing your CV for a visa sponsor job. You have to just keep applying. We give you the tools, we give you the skills, we teach you everything. But you have to go in there and start looking for this job. So at the end of our own training session, we do all this for our students. And then what next? You have to take action. Yes, take action, and take action. All that I've said earlier on, you have to take action. So transition to a tech career as a data analyst or a data science without a tech background requires dedication and hard work. That is just the truth. However, with the right skills, knowledge, and experience, it can be rewarding and lucrative career path. We hope this webinar has provided you with valuable insight and guidance to help you get started on your journey. Thank you. Any question? We just have like 5 minutes to take some few questions. Hello, please, just Mr. Moshood, please go on. Yeah, good to be sir.
Actually, I've been in tech for a year of analytics. Yeah. So the question I want to ask is this: going for this training for certification and all.
Come again.
I mean information for the, like, what are the plans you have for, and I mean, is it boot camp that you do? Is the you talked about online and offline
Training,
with the learning of there is a good of learning. So the question I want to ask is, where do you get information regarding others, maybe the financial implications, I mean the cost, duration?
Okay, for the training. Okay. I'm going to post that on the WhatsApp group. I will send that on the WhatsApp group.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Wahab, I saw you raise up your hand. Afternoon. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. The slide? Okay. I'm going to even drop the video in the group, in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah, I will drop the video in the WhatsApp group. Okay. 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 Now, okay. Now, those internships you did now, is inside your portfolio. One, it showcases your skills. Now, it all depends on how good it is, and also it depends on the tools that are being used. Are they SQL? Are they just only Power BI, Power BI, Power BI, Power BI, Power BI? Are they Python? It depends on the combination of the skills of the projects that are in your portfolio. One. Also, those skill sets are they are not really actually job experience. You want to include that in your CV. You include it as a curriculum activities and at the section of curriculum activities in your CV. So now, so those are because those are the things you do at your free time. So you don't include that job experience, you don't include it as part of your job work. But now you put a part of extracurricular activities in your CV. Now that way, it just assess that way show potential employers your skills, but it depends on the tools you use, the combination of tools that those projects are made up of. So your project might be Power BI based, and you are looking for a job for data analyst. You can't really get job on that because most of your projects are just Power BI, Power BI, but you can start looking for applying job or rather as a Power BI analyst. Do you understand me now? So it depends on the tools that you used in building your portfolio. Do they cut across? Do they across this? And also, how does it really showcase your skills? And now in presenting your projects, do you just put in the dashboard that way? Do you explain the dashboard? Do you document the steps? How you clean the data? Not actually the part where you clean the data, but the tools you use in cleaning the data. What tools do you use? Do you export the tools there? And do you prefer solution? Is your dashboard about preferring solution to a problem? Do you prefer solution? And the solution you prefer must be what the dashboard is saying. It must be seen in those charts and those graphs. Those charts and those graphs must be your recommendation. Your recommendation must come from that.
And one more. So let's say I use SQL to clean, or let's say I use SQL to clean and move it over to Power BI. How do I tell them in my CV that I use this? Because you know that we are doing that you won't see, like I use the Power BI to do that, but you won't see the Excel based without what is on Power BI. So how do I notify them that?
No, but you don't include that. You don't include that in your CV. Your CV, what you include in your CV, just include the data. For instance, if the data is an analysis of an online retail selling, you put an analysis of an online retail selling. And what do you do? That, or okay, for instance, I said something about justification of introduction of gun violence policy in US during Donald Trump first term administration. That's the title of my CV. Then at the bottom now, what am I going to put at the bottom after doing that? Oh, and analyze the data sets. I did analyze the data sets. Then you put your recommendation there. But in your portfolio, that's where you do all those descriptions. And you know, in your portfolio, you put in your CV, you put the link to your portfolio on your CV. So in your portfolio, you document those steps that you use Excel to clean the data before taking the data into Power BI. So the link you put in your CV, that link is where the recruiter or the employer is going to click, that will take them to your portfolio, and they will see all the steps or whatever you documented there in the portfolio.
Can you do like to get this for me to use, like for me to have a portfolio, like to get like I don't know,
The site, what do you say?
like how can I get that portfolio? Because I just know now that portfolio is different from CV. So how do I go about this portfolio?
There's a lot of portfolio there's a lot of portfolios, and we have the data science portfolio data science portfolio IO. We have Canvas. We have Google. There's a lot of portfolio sign. There are a lot of portfolio sites you can use. At the end of our training, we do all this in our training. So you can just Google. There's a lot of portfolio. We have a lot of them. We have the data science portfolio I. We have that of Google. I think Microsoft also have. We have Canvas. There are a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot of portfolio sites. But just that some of these portfolio sites is that some of them will only make you to put picture. It's only few of them can make you to record just 1 or 2 few minutes of your dashboard that you can upload. And some you can you can decide to have a site, either a TikTok site, that you can just put in those portfolio, because some portfolio will give you a link where you can put your YouTube site, your linkings, your YouTube site, your TikTok site, in which you can load video, but will not permit you to load video. There are not a lot of sites for portfolios.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other question, please? Okay. In the absence of any other question, we are going to stop the training here. I'm going to post information about our own training program on the WhatsApp group. But if you follow this pathway, I'm going to drop this video here. If you follow this pathway, you can easily help yourself and land a job as a data analyst. In the future training, I'll be talking about building visualization. What you need to take into consideration while building the visualization. For instance, just as what I talked about, the customer, you're looking at customer demand on the product, a product bringing high revenue, and you like to know if this particular product, the high revenue does that mean high demand? Because at times it might just be 3 or 5 customers that buy a particular product, but the demand, the revenue is high. So you see a particular product that does not have high revenue but have a high demand. So what type of chart can you use in such scenario? In my future video, In my future training, I'll be saying, I'll be teaching all this in my future training. Also, concerning our own personal training, our own training with you, online and offline training, I'm going to post information in the WhatsApp group. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.